Now, from the Weather Tracker TV Storm Studios, this is Your Weather Tonight. Here's Chief Meteorologist William Cole.
All right, folks, on a Friday evening, here we go now, heading right on into the weekend. But of course, the big weather story heading into the weekend, it is the Arctic blast that is still on the way. The Arctic front will be arriving tomorrow, Saturday. But the other big piece of this, it is the opportunity of wintry precipitation Sunday into Monday, and we're now kind of within the time frame. We start getting the higher res data, the future radar type products in on this system, and I've been looking at those carefully over the last couple of hours. I've got some new details I want to share with you coming up, also show you some of that modeling as well. But before we get to all that, we got to do this as well. This would be our Friday evening. It's going to be a chilly evening. Temperatures basically through the 40s, but the good news is the wind that was so gusty earlier today, the winds will remain light and almost kind of variable through the evening. Obviously, earlier today we had wind gusts in excess of 40 miles per hour. If we had more time, we would talk about that. But we've got a lot to cover this evening, and I want to show this quickly too. Live power outages. We've got some new data here, some new technology, and as we go through winter weather season, spring severe weather season, again, we'll be able to show you down to the second of power outages coming in color-coded and also give you some total numbers as well. Something very similar for the Metroplex, kind of a zoomed-in view. You can see all that. Hopefully we don't have to use that much over the next several days, but if we do, again, we'll explain it a little bit more as we, again, need to use that product. Otherwise, looking around the region this evening, we're basically quiet as far as the radar goes. The active weather now well off to our east, well off to our northeast. It's the same storm system that, again, essentially moved through the southern plains, brought us that windy cold front again very early this morning. Also, a narrow band of thunderstorms moved through part of the area again overnight, mainly our eastern counties. Again, all of that continues to push off to the east. And because that storm system is pulling off to the east at such a high rate of speed, it is now opening the barn door up to the north to our next cold front to come on down. And again, that front, even though this front was chilly today, this next front is going to be an Arctic front, and again, the air mass to the north, it is downright cold. So again, the bottom line is the coldest air of the season, maybe some of the coldest air we've seen in the last couple of years since 2021, is going to be moving into the area, and again, we will be adding some wintry precipitation onto that as well. So again, just kind of putting all that in perspective, the storm system, again, from earlier today, there it goes. Again, you see it pushing off to the east, but in its wake, what happens here? This is all that Arctic air, kind of modified, even some Siberian air moving down into the continental United States. And again, it's not just us here in North Texas that gets cold. Again, take a look at the deep south, even take a look at, well, parts of the Florida Peninsula, even getting in on this as we go over the next several days. Okay, this is the modeling that I want to get to. I'm going to skip ahead to Sunday into Monday. And as we go through Sunday, the cloud cover, it's going to begin to thicken up. And again, you're going to see some very light precipitation begin to develop around the area. Again, you see that right there. So Sunday, I think the precipitation is very light, maybe even some freezing rain. Again, travel, especially on elevated surfaces late on Sunday, I would anticipate going downhill. You don't even really see much showing up on the model, just little specks. But again, keep in mind, we're going to be in the teens and 20s, so those little specks will go a long way. Then as we get into Sunday night into Monday, the precipitation becomes more widespread, mainly a mix across the area, a little bit more in the way of freezing rain to the south and a little bit more in the way of snow up along the Red River Valley. That's going to be just kind of a winter mess. I don't anticipate a lot of accumulation with this. The overall precip is going to be relatively light, but again, the opportunity of it to cause travel impacts, it's going to be there. In fact, traveling Sunday into Monday may become treacherous around parts of the Metroplex. So again, please do keep that in mind and obviously plan ahead for you and your family. Again, maybe get some supplies, stock up, get ready for this, obviously, as it is going to be inbound now. Okay, so quickly tonight, temperatures chilling down. We're basically in the 30s, a few 20s to the north for overnight lows. Temperatures tomorrow basically in free fall as the front moves on through. And then as we get into Saturday night, look at these teens around the area. So bitterly cold Saturday night. As we get into Sunday, temperatures really do not move much whatsoever. Generally 20s around the area, maybe a couple low 30s to the south. And we'll be talking about, again, the mix to more in the way of snow up along the Red River Valley. Again, that'll be Sunday, again, into Monday as well. So otherwise, the bottom just drops out as we go over the next several days. Again, real deal winter blast here. The only real opportunity of precip again Sunday into Monday, slowly moderating and above freezing by Wednesday.